a real surprise here with the numbers, and the Treasurer was focusing on how well New South Wales is doing vis-a-vis those states with locked borders, Queensland and WA, for example.
Look, he was, but I think overall for the government, look, it's a great day, isn't it? Craig James, the chief economist at CBA, said on Sky earlier today, he said it's a stunning set of results. More people were looking for jobs in August, more people found jobs, and more employees reconnected to their workplaces. And this really is all about, I think the government will now be saying that JobKeeper, JobSeeker are actually working to get the economy cranked up again. Now, I mean, if we do look at those numbers, it is extraordinary. As you say, the number came in, jobless rate at 6.8%. That was from 7.5 in July. And we were expected to go up to 7.7%. Underemployment there still at 11.2%. But the participation rate, people looking for jobs, slightly up at 64.8%. And really interestingly, 111,000 new jobs. We were expecting 35,000 to be cut. Full-time up 36,200, part-time soaring up 74,800, and employment growth stronger for females than males, for those who are concerned about women missing out more than men in the crisis. That's an interesting one. But to your point about what the Treasurer was saying, look, Victoria was the only state which saw a decrease in employment, down 1.3% in August, or about 42,000 jobs. The unemployment rate in Victoria rose to 7.1%, up from 6.8%. And of course, that is the lockdown. So I guess the really interesting thing about this, Kieran, is that the ABS was saying that this employment growth really attributable to the 50,200 increase in the number of self-employed people without employees. So, you know, your sole traders, those sorts of people that the government has also been very concerned about, the very smallest of small businesses.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, let's look at the Treasurer now. He was commenting on the various performance of the states. Have a look.
Well, I'd point you to New South Wales, where the unemployment rate is below that national average at 6.7%. And it's significantly below where it is in Western Australia. I think it's at 7, and Queensland, which is, I think, at 7.5. So New South Wales has been a standout in terms of its performance, both in managing the virus, dealing with the number of cases that it is on a daily basis and containing that, but also keeping its economy open.
Yeah, so that's the message from the Treasurer. Later, incidentally, Ticky, I'm speaking to the New South Wales Treasurer, Dominic Perrottet, so it will be very interesting to get his thoughts on all of that. But how do these numbers play into the government's preparations ahead of the federal budget a couple of weeks away, Ticky?
Yeah, well, very interesting. Again, I think the Treasurer actually said he would be putting these new numbers into the budget and crunching it all forward. So, look, again, I think this is an endorsement of, as I say, their JobKeeper, JobSeeker and now JobMaker programme. We've also seen this week with energy policy, government moving in to support clear businesses that were wobbly, for example, the refinery down in Geelong, and the sort of going on the way to this sort of gas fuelled recovery. Now, whether it goes any further than what it's announced this week is you know, we'll see about that. I guess one thing I found really disturbing this morning was that story in the Financial Review about industrial relations reform, which is the other area that the government is very strong on. Christian Porter running all this, and clearly this side deal between the BCA and the unions does not please 5 other business groups, and I think that is going to be very tricky for the government going forward and Christian Porter. It'll be very interesting to see whether they manage to really get anything from industrial relations reform, because it's key to jobs.